Hey, it's Holly, and today I wanted to just take some time and show you guys some of the very basic stitches. So I'm going to show you the top 5 basic stitches you do in crochet, and hopefully it will help you, because I know once I learned all of these stitches, reading patterns and understanding stuff of how to crochet just came so much easier for me. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to learn is the slip stitch. The slip stitch is most used when you're joining, like when you're working in like a hoop, like a rounds or in rows, and you need to connect them for like hats or in Amiguru. So to get started, we're going to make a slip stitch. So again, I go over and I pull through, and then I just tighten down. And I'm using a 5mm Yarnology hook here today, but it doesn't really matter. This is just a demonstration on how to do the stitches. So the first thing we're going to do is chain up however many we want to chain. I'm only going to chain, I think, 6. Let's see. So we're just going to grab it and pull it through. That's a chain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, if this was a hat, you would chain, you know, however many you need, and then you would come back, you would follow your chain back so it's nice and flat, and you're looking for this first stitch here, this first, I call them V's. You are going to go into just the back part of that. Oops, sorry. Just that little back loop there. And then you would take your yarn, you're going to grab your yarn, you're going to pull it through that little V, and then pull it through the loop that was on your hook. That is a slip stitch. You've now connected your circle. So it works the same whether you're on 1 row or you're 10 rows or 100 rows in. You just go through a stitch, pull the yarn through, and back through the loop on the hook, and that is a slip stitch. Okay, now that we've covered the slip stitch, let's work on the single crochet. So again, we're going to start by making our slip knot. You can make a slip knot any way you want. Doesn't really matter. And then we're going to chain up. For this tutorial, I'm just going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now, one quick thing is, when you're working on a project, be careful that you pay attention to your tension on your chain, your foundation chain. That's what this is called, your foundation chain. Because if you chain it up too tight and the rest of your stitches are worked loose, like the double crochets and stuff that I'll show you in a minute, your project actually will be tight on one end and loose on another. But since we're doing single crochets, that's a pretty tight stitch. We don't have to worry too much right now. So when you're doing a project, and whatever stitch you're doing, to get up to the next row, you actually have to chain a certain amount of numbers that gets you the height you need to go across. Otherwise, your project will start working in. Just keep going in. So for a single crochet, all you do is chain 1. And then what you're going to do is go into that second chain from the hook. So see, 1 and 2. You go in, grab the yarn and pull it through, and you will have 2 hoops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both. That is your first single crochet. So we'll do it again. Go through the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, 2 hoops, pull through both of those. We're going to keep going, and we just go through and pull again. And we worked that all the way to the end. So that was my, I think, 3rd. I've got 3 more to go here. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to go through, yarn over, pull through, chain, or not chain, but pull through both on the hoop. That was 4. Go through, pull through, and then through both of them. 5, and now number 6. So we are back to the beginning of our single crochet chain. So now all we're going to do is we need to move on to the next row. When you're working in rounds, your project will be connected. So what you would do then, you would slip stitch into here, you would just go under both of these V's and slip stitch through, and then you would do your chains and keep going around. But when you're working in rows, which is just the back and forth, what we're doing here, all you're going to do is do your chains right away. So for single crochet, we just chain 1, and then you turn your work. Now, your chain 1 in a pattern will tell you whether or not to count that as your first stitch or not count it. Here I'm not counting it, so what I'm going to do is now go into the very first stitch there, yarn over and pull through. Got my 2 on there, yarn over and pull through both. And now I'm back to I'm onto the second row now. So again, we just keep moving across the stitches. You want to find that little V, go underneath both of them, yarn over and pull through both. And you just continue doing that on your project until you are completed with however many rows or rounds you are doing in your single crochet. That's the single crochet stitch. Okay, so the next most common, or the next common stitch is the half double crochet. So again, we always start with a foundation chain, which usually starts with a slip stitch. So we're going to just chain up 6 again, because I'm going to try to do them all the same amount and in the same amount of rows, so that at the end we can take a look and see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've done our 6 chains for our foundation chain, and now with a half double crochet you actually chain 2. So for beginners, it's always handy to hold, see this one right here, this V here, there's one side and there's the other. That's where we're going to want to go into. Sometimes if you just put your thumb on it and hold it, you'll remember that. So chain 1 and chain 2, and now for a half double, you yarn over before you go in, and then find that one your thumb was on, and you go right into that, yarn over and pull through. And now you have 3. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of back there, but 3 on your hook. You just yarn over and go through all 3. That is a half double crochet. So now that was 1. We got to do the whole roll across. So again, the difference between the single and the half double is that yarn over in the beginning. You yarn over, then go into your stitch, yarn over again and pull through, and then go through all 3. Okay, one more time here. Yarn over, find that V, go through, yarn over, pull through, 3 on the hook, yarn over, and go through all 3. Okay, so let's do the last 3 in this row. Go through, pull through, yarn over, through all 3. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now, I'll just say this really quick now that I've explained this to you guys here. When you're yarning over and you go through your stitch and you grab your yarn, it's helpful to kind of like always angle it down to get your yarn through like the V area. So when you get these 3 on the hook like this, and if you could tell, my camera will focus. Right here is where the widest part is. So that's where you're going to have the easiest way to get the yarn through. So you yarn over and you kind of turn your hook, turn it kind of down, and it pulls through really smoothly. So that's our first row of half double crochets. So again, if you were working in a round, you would be connected at this end, you would slip stitch and then do your chaining. But since we're working in rows, we're going to chain 1, chain 2, let me get some slack, sorry. Turn your work and you'll see there's your chain 2s. 1, 2, and here is the first stitch. Again, I told you I'm not counting these as the first stitch. Your pattern will tell you if you should count it. If you should, then you would skip right past that V and go on to the next one. But for here, we're not. So after I've chained my 2, I yarn over. I go through both of the V's now. I yarn over and pull through. Got 3 on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. one more time for the second row. Yarn over, go through both of those V's, yarn over and pull through, and then go through all 3. And that is how you do the half double crochet. Okay, now I want to teach you guys like the most commonly used stitch in crochet. This stitch you use in doing most other stitches. It is the double crochet. So to do that, again, we're going to start with our handy dandy slip stitch. Or not slip stitch, slip knot. Sorry, long day. Okay, I am going to again chain up 6. 1, 2, I'm going to be careful of my tension here. 3, 4, 5, whoa, that's way too loose. And one more, 6. Okay, again we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, with a double crochet, again, I'm going to hold here on this last number 6 one, so I know where to go in. Just hold that there. Double crochet, you chain 3 extras. 1, 2, 3. That will get you as tall as you need to be. Now, just like with the half double crochet, you yarn over, find that little hole again, go in, yarn over, and pull through. We're back to 3 on our hook, or 3 hoops on our hook. Now, the difference between a half double and a double is what you do next. With a double crochet, you only go through 2 hoops. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through 1, and pull through 2, and come up, and you'll have 2 on your hook. Then yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And that is a double crochet. Much taller, your holes will be bigger on your project. Now, yarn over, go through the next one, yarn over and pull through. Again, 3 on the hook, but you're gonna yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Again, that's your second double crochet. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That was number 3. Yarn over, go through, pull through, go through 2, and go through 2. 4. I'm just going to do the last 2 so we can then move on to the next row and show you how to do that there. And we're in our last one. So I yarned over, going through the hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And there we go, our 6 double crochets. See, the holes are much bigger. Gives it a different look. And again, I'm not counting my chain as a stitch, but in some patterns you do. Just be sure you pay attention to your pattern and follow it however you're doing it. Make sure if you're going to count it in every row you do. If you're not going to count it, don't count it in every row, because you want to keep it all looking the very same. So first, now we're going to the next row, and again we're working in rows, so what you want to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. You want to turn your work. You're going to yarn over and go through this first stitch. You're going to go through both of those V's now. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. All right, one more time here. Yarn over, go through both of the next V's, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that is how you do a double crochet. I'll show you one more time. Yarn over, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, and go through 2. Okay, so the last stitch we're going to learn today is the treble crochet. It's not used nearly as often as the double crochet, but it does come in handy for certain projects. So we're going to start with our handy dandy slip knot. Taking that down, and you guessed it, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's my 6 chains. I'm going to grab right up here on that 6th one. Now, with a triple crochet, or a treble crochet, sorry, treble crochet, you want to chain 4 to get it high enough to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now here's where a treble is different from a double. You yarn over once, but you yarn over twice. So yarn over twice, then go through your stitch, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 4 hoops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2. You'll have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, go through the next 2. And then you'll have 2, yarn over and go through the last 2. That is your first treble crochet. So let's do that again. Yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through that next stitch, yarn over and pull through. There's our 4. We go through 2, we go through 2, and we go through 2. That's 2 trebles. Yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over and pull through, go through 2, sorry, I got a little stuck there, go through 2, and go through 2. There's our 3rd. I'm going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through your next stitch, yarn over and pull through. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 4. Let me just do number 5 real quick, and then I'll show you again on number 6. Get all through those guys. So now, one more time in this row, yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through that last stitch, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 4 on the hook, yarn over, go through 2. Now you have 3 on the hook, yarn over, go through 2, 2 on the hook, yarn over, go through 2, and you're done. There are your 6 treble crochets. You'll notice that they're much taller, they leave much bigger holes, but it does give a pretty look depending on the project you're working on. So since we're working in rows, not rounds, we're going to do our chains right now to go up to the 2nd row. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, turn your work. You're going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, and we're going to go through this first stitch. And we're going to yarn over and pull through. We'll have 4 on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. There's your first one. We'll do one more. Yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through both of that next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that is your treble crochet. Okay, so now I just want to show you the difference. This was that single crochet we did first. It's nice and tiny. This is 4 rows of single crochet of 6 stitches. As you can tell, it's really tight. There's almost, get my camera here to focus. Give me just a second. There we go. Almost no holes at all. Very tightly done. This is the stitch you're going to use if you're going to do Amiguru. So that's your single crochet. Refocus there, sorry. This is our double crochet. It's got holes, but they're still not that big. As you can see, or no, I'm sorry, this is our half double crochet. So sorry, half double crochet. The holes still aren't that bad. As you can see, this is 4 rows of half double crochet, and you see it's almost twice the size of it. So set that there. This is our double crochet. Your holes get much bigger, stitches get much taller. It's pretty much twice the size of the half double crochet. Again, 4 rounds. So we're just laying them out So you'll get an idea of how tall your stitches get. And then this was that last one we did, the treble crochets. As you can see, these holes are quite large, but your stitches are very, very tall. Double the size of that double crochet. So these are the 4 of your very basic stitches. Now, as you can tell on my pattern, my edges are not very straight. That is because I did not count that chain as a stitch, but I did that on purpose. I just wanted to show you 6 of the stitches across. So normally you would count that as a stitch and it would straighten everything right out. But I will do another video later on how to keep your edges straight if you're doing a flat work. This video is strictly on showing you your stitches. Your single, your half double, your double, and your triple or treble crochet. And also we covered the slip stitch. So I hope that was helpful and I was able to explain it in a way that helped you. I know that I love doing crochet and I really hope that I can inspire some more people to start crocheting. You can definitely see the difference here in these stitches, and I know sometimes having a visual like this is very handy for me, so I hope it is for you. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Feel free to share them with your friends, like, give them thumbs up. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, write it down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel up here. Hit the pineapple. Bye!